You ever see a really cool app or a website and just think, man, I wish I could build that? Well, that's not magic, it's coding. And today we're going to explore the perfect path for beginners to learn it, starting with one of the best languages out there, Python. Just think about that for a second. Seriously, imagine you had the power to bring your own ideas to life. You could build a tool that solves one of your daily headaches, or maybe just create a fun game. This isn't some crazy far-off dream, you know? It's a skill, and it's way more accessible than you probably think. Look, starting to code can feel intimidating, like you're learning a totally new, complex language. And that's exactly why Python is such a fantastic place to start. Its syntax, the way you write it, is just so clean and readable. It's almost like plain English. That means you get to spend way less time fighting with complicated rules and more time on what actually matters, learning to think like a problem solver. Okay, so you might be wondering, is this actually for me? And that's a totally fair question. So let's break down exactly who's going to get the most out of starting this journey. So who is this for? Well, it's for the total beginner who's just curious about tech. It's for the student looking to build a solid foundation for a career. It's for the professional, maybe you're in marketing or finance, who wants to automate tasks or really get into data. It's even for the entrepreneur who needs to speak the same language as their developers. Bottom line, if you're looking to build a powerful new skill from the ground up, you're in the right place. So what's the end game here? It's not just about learning a bunch of theory. Nope. It's about walking away with real skills and a portfolio of work that actually proves what you can do. And this part is so important. You won't just learn theory. You will build. You're going to create over 10 different projects. Now, why does that matter so much? Because a portfolio is, without a doubt, the best way to show a potential employer that you don't just know the stuff, you can actually use it. And we're not talking about simple Hello World programs here. You'll build fun stuff like a number guessing game, for sure, but also genuinely useful tools. Think a personal expense tracker or a system to manage your contacts. You'll even learn how to pull live data right from the internet. These are real-world applications that solve actual problems. And to top it all off, you'll earn a formal certificate in Python Programming Foundations. This isn't just a piece of paper, right? It's a real credential for your resume, for your LinkedIn profile that officially says, yeah, I've got the skills. But it goes way beyond just writing Python code. You'll get your hands dirty with the tools that professional developers use every single day, like the VS Code editor. You'll learn the critical, maybe the most important skill of debugging, which is just a fancy word for finding and fixing mistakes, and you'll learn the basics of version control with something called Git. This is all about learning to think and work like a real programmer. Okay, so how do we get you there? It's all laid out. A clear, totally manageable 6-week plan that's designed to take you from knowing nothing to building your very own application. The whole path is broken down week by week, and each step builds on the last one. You start with the fundamentals in week 1, then in week 2, your code actually starts making decisions. By week 3, you're organizing your work like a pro. Weeks 4 and 5 are where it gets really powerful. You'll learn to handle complex data and connect to the web. And it all leads up to week 6, where you combine every single one of those skills to build a final capstone project. And let's be super clear about this. This isn't weeks and weeks of dry theory before you do anything. You are going to write your first real program in week 1. We believe in building that momentum from day 1. This whole hands-on approach, well, that's the core difference. It's all based on a pretty simple truth, right? You don't learn how to swim by reading a book about swimming. You learn by getting in the water. And it's the exact same for coding. This quote really hits the nail on the head. Instead of just trying to memorize a bunch of rules and syntax, you're writing real code from the very first day. You're building practical things. And when you learn that way, the syntax stops being some abstract rule, and it becomes a tool you actually understand because you've used it to create something. So here's the difference in a nutshell. A lot of traditional courses, they focus really heavily on abstract theory first, and that can feel so disconnected from the real world. We flip that completely on its head. The goal is always the practical thing you're building. The theory, that's what you learn along the way to make it happen. This whole approach is designed to just get rid of any barriers. The tools are free, they're super beginner-friendly. You don't need some powerful computer, you can do everything right in a web browser. There's no complicated setup. The focus is always on that balance between learning the core concepts and using them to solve practical real-world problems.
So, there you have it. The path is all laid out. You can go from a total beginner to a certified Python programmer with a portfolio of real projects in just 6 weeks. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?